नहीं खेला जाता क्रिकेट बहुत सालों से खेला जा रहा है नॉट एवरी क्रिकेटर दैट वी नो ऑफ that has stood the test of time was into these different kind of sports and athletic pursuits. Falana बहुत talented है. When they talk about talent, they talk about these skills that I'm talking. Diet की बात कर ली आपने, sleep की बात कर ली, जो body methods हैं, सोना, food plans, massages, deep tissue, ये सब body builders भी करते हैं.
And that's why bodybuilders can't do that, because they just grow muscle. We're not growing muscles, we're toning our muscles. Like, we're getting very agile and strong, because we can't just be strong. If we end up being strong, we'll be very stiff. That's why you see bodybuilders are very stiff, right? We can't afford that. So it's a lot of, I think CrossFit is the way to go in, at least.
Right. So context very important. ये जो क्रिकेटर हैं, ये जिस पोजीशन पे, जिस स्टेटस पे हैं, जो इन्होंने अचीव किया है, उसका इनके स्किल से ज़्यादा लेना देना है एज कम्पेयर टू व्हाट हिज फिटनेस लेवल स्पोर्ट और आप, राइट? क्रिकेट आज से नहीं खेला जाता, क्रिकेट बहुत सालों से खेला जा रहा है. नॉट एवरी क्रिकेटर दैट वी नो ऑफ that has stood the test of time was into these different kind of sports and athletic pursuits, right? A cricketer होने के नाते, the one thing that we need to have is you need to have a good hand-eye coordination, you need to have good joints mobility, you need to have good hip flexors, you need to have good wrists if you're a batsman. And you can have that and you can't have that, but anyone you know who plays cricket really well, they'll have this. But for people like him who are playing at the highest level, they are exceptional in these skills. And then they worked on their fitness to enhance that skill further. Which is why if you often notice people when they talk about cricket, they talk about, okay, falana बहुत talented है. When they talk about talent, they talk about these skills that I'm talking about. इसका फिटनेस से लेना देना नहीं है, बिकॉज अगर ऐसा होता तो एवरी क्रॉसफिटर वुड बी अ नेशनल लेवल क्रिकेटर. But that's not the case, because a cricketer can do CrossFit. CrossFitter can't play cricket, especially at this level. तो जो इन्होंने बात कर रहे हैं उसको मैं 3 भाग में डिवाइड करूँ. पहला, as far as overall health and well-being is concerned, bodybuilding का जो primary concern होता है वो होता है muscle building और muscle preservation. अब muscle building और muscle preservation सिर्फ vanity के लिए नहीं है, वो आपकी overall longevity को improve करता है. The more muscle you have, I mean not more as in you become a 300-pound, 150 kg bodybuilder and wants to compete on Olympia, on the Olympia stage. To be honest, not everyone can do that. The people who do that are also exceptionally talented, gifted, at least from a genetics point of view. But not everyone who goes to the gym will become these professional bodybuilders. Not everyone will get to do it. So when you do weightlifting, bodybuilding as a hobby, you tend to increase your overall health and your overall longevity, because the muscle that you build today, eventually what will happen is after a certain age you will lose some of that muscle. So the more muscle you have in surplus, the better it is for your overall health and well-being. So the issues that our parents have, you won't have them. Second, जो बॉडी बिल्डिंग के प्रिंसिपल्स, अगर आप किसी अच्छे गाइड के पास, अच्छे मेंटर के पास अगर जाते हैं एडवाइस लें, if they are able to guide you through proper principles of lifting weight, which means going through a full range of motion वगैरह, it not only helps you in building muscle, it also helps in making your joints, ligaments, and your connective tissue strong. So the example जो मैंने previous point में बताया about our parents, you won't have those problems because you have worked on these things at over a period of time through progressive overload, through continuous use of good solid principles of bodybuilding, you would be able to ensure that your joint health, bone health is also better because that also gets strong. और तीसरी बात, जो रिकवरी के प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, वो रिकवरी के प्रिंसिपल्स जिन बॉडी बिल्डर्स को नॉलेज है, जो लोग जिम जाते हैं, तो इस तरह की नॉलेज है, वो भी अप्लाई करते हैं। तो जैसे आपने डाइट की बात कर ली, आपने स्लीप की बात कर ली, अपनी जो बॉडी मेथड्स हैं, सोना, कोल्ड प्लंज, मसाजेस, डीप टिश्यू, ये सब बॉडी बिल्डर्स भी करते हैं और करना भी चाहिए बिकॉज when you go to the gym, what you're trying to do is you're trying to cause maximum muscle damage. So your muscle breakdown happens. Then when you get out of the gym, consume enough protein to repair that muscle. Over time, that muscle gets stronger and you get stronger as a result of it. So the point of this particular video is कि आजकल एक ट्रेंड चल रहा है कि everyone out there is giving fitness advice, irrespective of whether they are actually fully aware of that or not. You need to be careful where you get your advice from. ये जो क्रिकेटर है, ये यंग है, अभी ये जो कुछ भी करेंगे इनको चलेगा, but as he get older he will realize कि there is a certain right and wrong to it, but what advice he gave 10 years ago, that advice is not relevant anymore. So इसी तरह की बातों के लिए please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.